Hey everyone, I'm Brad from Calgary.
This is Sean from Cambridge, Ontario.
I'm Terry from Cornwall, Ontario.
Hey, this is Larry from Pitt Meadows, British Columbia, and you're listening to the Towing Life podcast.
Welcome to the Towing Life podcast, where the ditches are deep, the trucks are loaded, but the drivers are not.
Meh.
I am your host, TowManG, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host, friend, and former co-worker, the man with very strong opinions, Mr. PlainGuy.
What is going on, G? What is going on?
I had to make sure I included all your introductions in this intro because you're sitting right beside me and you could slap me if I left anything out.
Well, the fact that you said as usual, as if this is just another episode.
Well, it is.
It is, but
The audio listeners have no idea.
I think they're going to have an idea.
The audio quality will be different, and I hope it's okay for you.
I hope so too, or you're going to be looking for a new job at next year's Tow Show.
Well, I guess we'll play it by ear.
I hope you took the opportunity to network and find other podcasts that might be looking for the co-host.
Yep.
You did. Actually did. Before we get all into that, it is a good time to mention we're not live. I almost said we're live for this episode. We are recording this episode on a Sunday night in a hotel somewhere in Ontario.
No. They know where it is if they knew where the tow show was.
Well, I'm not saying I got to tell them where our hotel is. I'm not sure on what kind of review I'm leaving our hotel. So I'm not sure if I want to promote them or bash them as of yet.
I like them.
You like? Okay. We're going to get off topic and we're going to cover all those things. I promise you.
Okay.
But before we do, it is a good time to mention, yes, we are together in the same room for the first time since last year's PTAO Tow Show.
A year today, yeah.
Is it actually like to the day?
Yeah, I got the notification on my phone for the memory of us getting our picture taken in the booth last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it is. I knew it's always about the same weekend in September, so that doesn't overly surprise me. But yes, we are together. We just finished attending the 2023 PTAO Professional Towers Association of Ontario.
They changed their name on us.
I know. Tow Show. That was held in Kitchener.
Yep.
And it was a great time.
Very great.
I think that was one of my favorite tow shows that we have done to date. Now we've
Busy.
only done two.
It was busy.
It was busy.
Very busy.
It was very busy. It was very nice. There was a lot of trucks out.
Yep. Now, is it busy or did last year we just neglect our booth? Because you got out of the booth all the time, but someone had to stay at the booth because we sold out of merchandise.
We did. If you were lucky enough to get one of our 2023 Tow Show shirts, we've got some orders that I've got to fill when I get back. If you got one, chances are you're listening to the show at one point or another.
Hopefully we didn't turn you off by meeting us for the first time.
Well, other than that, I'm pretty sure there was somebody that bought a shirt that had never heard of us before in their lives.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
he bought our last shirt.
Yeah, he had never heard of us.
No, he just liked the Towing Life.
Yeah,
and maybe the logo on the back.
Yeah. So for everybody else who stopped by this weekend, seen us at the booth, liked our social media, any of the stuff that you did, we
liked
appreciate.
Our face. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think anybody liked my face this weekend.
But
it was probably one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had.
Yep.
Like some of the people that we ran into that knew who we are, right? Just within whether the association, whether some of the bigger towing companies that we know of. Yep. And I hope you can lay a photo up side by side.
Okay.
We won't say who, but when we arrived at this tow show on Friday, we laughed because we did a kind of a quick tour around, seeing where we were situated before we started to get our booth set up.
Yeah.
And didn't they put us right next to one of our favorite 3-letter roadsides?
Oh, yeah. They were great.
They were great. I will, as much as we have shit on roadsides over the year, which is hilarious with the placement, and I'm pretty sure somebody from the roadside introduced one of his coworkers or co-companion, whatever you want to call them, to us as, hey, these are the guys that do the podcast, and apparently they talk shit about us.
Oh, they asked me for business cards, enough to give them to all their lawyers. I'm not sure if I should have given them the cards or not, but I did. I happily obliged. Marketing, right?
I mean, I have been trying to teach you to network all weekend. I'm not sure that is how I would have done that.
In all seriousness, we got like 10 different scented candles from them, like 3 lunch bags, like I think 5 water bottles. Like they were just giving away free shit.
I mean, if they only gave that in fair rates to their operators across the country, it'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be nice instead of spending a couple extra $1,000 on candles for us to smell. Give it to me for work completed.
But no, they were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Met a couple of our old reps.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of them asked if we did shout out. So absolutely, Rudy, I love you, man. You are a great
Rudy,
guy.
You're awesome.
You're a great guy. So if you're listening to this on the ride, well, probably not back, but at one point this week, we appreciate everything that the wonderful Roadsides did for us.
Yes. Wink, wink.
In the booth next door. So yeah, we got a good laugh out of that. It was an interesting Friday start because that was the start. As soon as we looked and there was just 2 booths right at the door.
Yep.
And one is us and one is them. And I'm going, man, they are not going to like what we're going to say this
downfall
weekend.
was they're giving away like a 52-inch flat screen TV and we're giving away a hat. So they start at the CA booth and they're like, wow, look at this prize. This is going to be a great show. And then they come to our booth and it's like, oh, a hat. Way to set their expectations for the rest of the show.
Yeah, their budget was a little higher than ours.
Yeah, a little, you think?
Just a little bit higher.
Just a little.
Man, that TV had funny colors, though. Or was that just me? It was like, it had a dim one side of the screen.
I'm not sure if the TV that they were showing was the TV that was the giveaway.
One. They didn't bring 2 TVs.
I thought I saw 2 TV boxes.
I seen the TV at the Tow Show, and it looked like the same, or at the banquet, and it looked like the same TV.
Okay.
I can't remember who won it. I did see the guy that won it.
I could have swore it was our friend's Murray last year. Murray? That
won the
it?
TV?
Yeah,
Maybe.
last year. And I said, hey, how did you enjoy your TV? And they're like, we didn't win no TV. I was like, oh, I guess I'm just stupid. My memory's pretty shit if you haven't noticed.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
But no, so it started off Friday. We got in, we set up the booth. It was a little quieter on the Friday.
Yep.
It was a good time. I think Fridays with the show are more about meeting the other vendors.
Yep.
Right? And talking with people and networking. It's perfect for that.
Yep.
Right? We got the opportunity to meet up with the fine folks over at TowSoft.
Yep.
Plenty of talks, a couple beers with them at the meet and greet later on that night.
Yep.
They're phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
they're phenomenal. Like they are just some of the nicest people, and their product out in the show. And I know they're not in the States for any of the American listeners that are checking it out. They haven't ventured down there. For anyone in Canada, if you haven't, head over to towsoft.ca, check them out.
Yeah, this episode is not sponsored by them either. That's us.
That's
our
just
opinion.
That's just my honest opinion about it. Like when I found out that a company you worked for went to TowSoft, I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Well, I saw what it did. Like you showed me, and I was like, "We need this because it's going to make our lives easier."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've seen the fine folks over at Tow Canada Magazine. Another supporters of the show.
Yeah, they flew in from BC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
And I know our American listeners are like, "Well, isn't that like just up the road?"
Yeah, just across the pond.
It's like California to New York City.
Yeah,
it's like Los Angeles.
Well, BC is our California.
Yeah, but it's Los Angeles going to New York City because we're on the we're on the East Coast pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty much just north of New York.
Yeah. So these fine folks flew in from BC for this tow show. It's great. You get to put a face to people that you talk to over there. Right. There was some awesome vendors there. We've seen a lot of equipment supply companies. Right. There was the 2 major players in the area. There was a third smaller one. There was a couple 3-letter roadsides. That way we're not specifically picking on one.
Yep.
There was, what else did we have that was going on there? There was a couple of roadside, like leasing companies, different things like that.
Fuel tax rebate guys.
Holly
there.
Services. If I come,
they got good chocolates there. If you come next year and they're there, stop by their booth. They'll have a fancy tow truck, Lego Connect tow truck that moves. It's got like air pumps in it that raises and lowers the outriggers. And
did you fill out the contest for the one supplier? Because they're giving one of those away.
Yeah,
I didn't yet.
I filled it out. I did the thing, but I'd never scanned it, so I'm not sure if I'm actually entered or not.
I think you got to scan it.
I think you got to scan it, but I get an extra entry too.
But they're gonna do it on Monday.
Oh, so I have time.
Yes. So whenever we're done recording
Yeah,
this,
I got to scan the thing.
we got to scan the
I got to
thing.
go back out to my pickup and find where it is.
Because if I win it, well, I'm keeping it. And if you win it, I might claim it. I'll buy it off you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like $1,000 piece of...
No, it's not. It's like a $300 to $400 to $500 Lego. Okay. If I've got to explain to my wife after dragging her to a tow show for all weekend how I spent $400 to $500 on a Lego tow truck, I'm pretty sure she's going to murder me.
Oh, she will.
Oh, I feel like you get to know my wife more and more every year.
Yep.
So
My girlfriend loved having your wife here this year.
oh, because they could team up together.
Yeah. Well, they went and did their own thing today.
That was actually nice.
Yeah, it was.
Right, because my wife wasn't here last year, but your girlfriend was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were able to go out and see the market, and that's one of the great things about this location is there's other things to do other than just the tow show.
Yes.
Right.
Well, the tow show's so goddamn far away from our hotel.
Yeah. It's like
But our-
15 minutes.
Yeah, it feels like it should be closer.
Hmm.
Like I haven't been down to Baltimore, Chattanooga, or any of those tow shows, but I feel like your hotel is walking distance. To
Well,
the tow
yeah,
show.
most-
I want walking distance. I'm
Most
not a
time
walker.
towns are built around conference centers. The hotels pop up right across the block,
Makes sense.
right? But I think like we're on a hotel alley here, and I'm not sure what came first because like
The Mennonites came first. I can
because
assure
right down
you.
the road there's like the biggest farmers market in all of Ontario.
Mhm.
So the hotels probably popped up around that.
Well, that would make sense. You wouldn't like.
And where the tow show is, they have their own accommodations.
They have camp, but there's
Yeah.
nothing else around that.
No.
Like I dropped at a Toyota dealership very close by to that not long ago.
Mhm.
It's all just industrial.
Yeah.
There's like the brewery,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal.
Oh, it's great.
I have never drinking so much Waterloo beer in all my life. Like I've had more
I don't
Waterloo
drink beer. They got good beer. Like I hate the taste of beer. It tastes like piss water to me, but there's pretty good. A little fruity sometimes, but it's pretty good.
Well, it depends what you order too.
Yeah, I don't know what I ordered. The girlfriend ordered it.
You ordered the fruity one, clearly.
I ordered the rum and coke.
Which is funny when you go to like one of the better, I'm going to say one of the better craft breweries in Ontario, and you ask them for a rum and coke.
I did last year too, and they wouldn't serve me, but they would serve my girlfriend.
Yeah, so going back to the Friday, anyways, it was great. We got to set up. They had kind of a sneak peek. They had some learning seminars, different things going on, which we're hopefully going to get some more information on to be able to pass on to you guys. Guaranteed payment things going on. I can't remember. There was about 2 or 3 of them. We didn't get to really sit in on any of them.
No, we're too busy.
We were busy making friends and talking to people.
Yeah,
I
or
mean-
enemies. Yeah, we don't know yet.
I don't think I don't think I offended anybody tonight.
Night or this weekend?
Both.
Huh, okay, that's a pretty tall order for you.
As I'm looking over at my wife in the background to see if she's one of those people that I might have offended at all this weekend. Did I do a good job, hon?
She's not going to say anything.
She is not even going to flinch. So, no, anyways, I don't think we made any enemies.
Here's your sign.
Yeah. But we made some friends. We definitely had some good times. We got to see Devin from Hoss Alert System,
Yep.
which we had on our 100th live episode.
Yep.
She was phenomenal. She was a great time.
Yep.
We got to meet some, different vendors.
She's like the queen of networking.
100%.
Like whatever she does, whatever she puts in her cornflakes in the morning, we need to know.
There is something that always puts her in a good mood. And I've never seen somebody so happy to be at a tow show surrounded by a bunch of us assholes.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then it's, hey, have you met this person? No, absolutely. But I'd love to.
Yeah.
Right. And so, no, that was Friday. Once we finished setting up, we got to the meet and greet. So the tow show puts on this nice meet and greet. You buy tickets to.
The tow show didn't put it on. Eagle Towing did.
Well, Eagle Towing sponsored it.
Yep.
The tow show put it on, but Eagle Towing sponsored it.
Yep.
And Tammy, if you're listening to this, which I don't think she does.
Probably not. I wouldn't expect her to.
No, I wouldn't either. But I don't remember paying for meet and greet tickets. I don't know if we had to pay. I don't know if I don't remember. Anyways, we ended up with 4 tickets to the meet and greet with drink tickets.
Yeah.
And we went in, we had some drinks. It was a phenomenal time.
Yeah, the food was really good too.
I didn't eat.
Well, you're just stupid though.
Well, I drank and
They had fajitas. They
They
were
had
good.
fajitas?
Yeah.
fajitas.
Yeah.
They had nobody told me
Chicken
there was fajitas.
and pulled pork. It was delicious. A little cold, but it was delicious. I'm just being honest.
That's fair. That's fair. So no, we did the meet and greet, and then from there we had a little, I'll call it a team dinner.
Yeah.
Right? The four of us went out for dinner at Boston Pizza. No, I think I can say their name. I don't think they're going to come after me.
I hope not.
The food was good. The service was fine.
We paid our bill. We didn't dine and dash.
You guys don't know that I paid the bill.
He let us leave, and she was in a pretty good mood when she got her receipt back.
I just wrote a big tip number in, but never actually processed the card.
Okay, makes sense.
Food was good. Company was great. Friday night was awesome. Now, before we get even farther into it, you have done such an amazing job over this weekend.
You talking to me or your wife?
No, I'm putting you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not talking to her. She did a wonderful job putting up with me all weekend.
Yep,
I got to give her credit there.
Yep.
But no, I put you in so many situations this weekend outside your comfort zone.
What?
You...
Well, how are you trying to take credit for what I did?
No. You did it. I mean, I left you to do a lot of things just kind of, here you go.
Yeah.
I did not give you many support in many different areas.
No, you weren't ever at the booth.
I was networking.
Yeah.
But you handled it so goddamn well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out trying to talk with people and different things and networking, making some friends. And G's calling me up. Hey, I need change. Okay, I'm on my way. And it's like, I don't even know what's going on, but I just walk up like, how much change do you need?
Yeah.
I need this much. Oh, okay, perfect.
Well,
Here
I
you go.
proceeded to give you all my change prior to that.
Yeah, that was a dumb idea.
It was.
I don't know why we couldn't sort this out by the fifth time that I had to come back to our booth to give change. Why I'm not just like, here, take change.
Yeah.
But no, and then the photos. So Saturday morning started off, and I was skeptical about this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they did a 7 a.m. parade. So remember, we did a meet and greet the night before at a brewery.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of towers who haven't seen each other or much of the public
Yeah.
over the last year, because it's been a wild year in Ontario.
Let alone you get them out around a bar with drinks flowing.
With a couple free drinks to get them going, right?
And free food.
And free food.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think this is going to go?
Midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
We weren't bad. What time did we get back at?
About midnight.
It was about midnight? Okay.
Yeah, but we went out for second dinner after the first dinner.
I went out for the drink. I didn't give a shit about dinner.
Oh, you had
I didn't have dinner.
Right.
I missed the fajitas.
You missed the fajitas.
So they had a memorial procession where they gave away, and that was what's crazy. They talked about that today at the Tow Show, or at the banquet. Sorry, the Recmaster gave away 25 free Recmaster certifications.
Really?
For that memorial parade for the first 25 companies that signed up.
Wow.
It was a couple. It was 25 at $550. I think it was like $13,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So amazing by the fine folks over at Recmaster.
Why didn't you sign me up?
We didn't have a tow truck.
My pickup's got flashy lights. There was other pickups in the procession.
I mean, you would have got. Oh, that would have been your Recmaster that we told the listeners you would go to.
Yeah.
Now we just got to pay for it out of pocket.
Now you do.
No, we got to sell some more t-shirts.
That was your out.
The good news is, ladies and gentlemen, I finally set up my OnlyFans channel.
Oh, perfect.
Where I'm sponsored by Nair.
Yep.
If you haven't been listening, you don't get that reference. That's your own problem.
I think I cut that out of the video.
No, I listened. It's still there.
Okay.
It's still there.
Okay.
So no, what an amazing job they did. But it was like I said, a parade, procession, whatever you want to call it, at 7 a.m. in the morning for a bunch of tow truck drivers who've been out all night.
It kind of makes sense if you think about it, because like people are going to want to show up to the tow show. Saturday's like the day. So are you going to make all the wreckers come in and park just to leave at like noon to go for a parade and then come back?
Solid point.
So it does make sense to have it early in the morning, because then all the trucks arrive at the same time. We got some nice videos. Lots of people got nice pictures of the whole procession coming in. So that part makes sense. However, I don't like the fact that they took away the lighted up. They took away the lighted up from previously it was on the Friday night.
Yeah.
And it was just at dusk, because the tow show closes at 4 on Saturday. So it doesn't really give us the ability to see all the nice flashing lights in the dark.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They did do it when they got back. Now, I'm going to stay on my microphone but away from my camera for a second because I want to verify the name. Because after this procession, we were brought back to the tow show where all the tow trucks were parked and everybody was set up. And everyone went inside and they did kind of an introduction to the show. Mm-hmm. And from there, did a memorial where they had the mother of an operator who was killed on the side of the road.
I talked to the mother.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she came by the booth. Oh, I gave her the wrong directions to the woman's lunch. I felt so bad.
Has this woman not been through enough?
I talked to her and I said, if you ever want to be on our show to like tell a story, and I don't want to overstep or anything.
No. And we're not using this as an attempt to guilt her into it.
No.
But I'm not gonna lie. So it's 7:30, or it's about 9 o'clock in the morning by the time I got back, and they call everybody over to the show before we get started.
I did record the whole thing, so it will come out at some point.
Yes, and I know a couple people have asked if we've had it that we'll have to get it sent out to. But that one hurt.
It did.
That was a rough start to.
I started sweating out of my eyes a little bit.
All right, well, I'll be a man and say that I let a tear or two go.
Yeah.
It was just to hear. You know, we all have that fear of getting hit on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think there's anyone. I mean, you can bury that fear in your day to day, but it's still there.
We can. Our family can't.
No. And to hear her have to struggle with it. Yeah. So, for anyone that doesn't know, Philip Smith, I don't have all the details, and I'm not going to pretend that I do, and I'm not going to name any companies or whatever, but was killed on the side of a highway doing his job by a snowplow. Yeah.
So the first snowplow went by. He was on the shoulder of the road hooking up to a wreck.
Unless you are 100% certain, and this is from her, I don't want to speculate.
This is what she told me. Okay. So the first truck went by. He was on the side of the road. I don't know if he was laying down, hooking up the car, but anyways, the second plow came by and with the wing down and hit him with the wing.
The first one put the wing up because he'd seen him.
Yeah, the second
one didn't.
Yeah.
Man.
That's just a hell of a way to go.
Like, we in the industry expect
the motoring public to be dumb.
You learn to kind of, that's the norm.
Yeah.
Right? The motoring public is not.
It's all me.
A snowplow, you expect so much
we
more
work
from.
Together all winter long.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't know if it was early and late in the winter. Like, I really don't know. And again, I don't want to speculate on anything, or I don't want to speculate. But listening to his mother say it, and I'm pretty sure my wife gripped my hand a little tighter. It was kind of that reminder that we hate. As an operator, I hate that reminder. Because that reminder is my mortality. That reminder is the risk we take that every time we get off of out of the truck on the side of the highway, that shit can go sideways. But at the same time, I think it is something that we need to hear. Because it is too easy to get complacent.
Oh, and 100%. And the one thing that I always hate about these slow down, move over campaigns, not this at all, but your stereotypical slow down, move over campaign, is we preach to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? And when you hear a story like this coming from a mother who's lost her oldest child, and it's just devastated her and her family's life, it really, okay, now how can we get this message out? Because it really puts the flame under our ass to see how can we actually get through to the motoring public.
It's not just towers talking about how are we going to solve because one of our own got hit. It has a little extra emotion in it when it's, like I said, the mother of an operator who lost.
She didn't ask for this. Nope. She supported her son through the endeavors he wanted to do. And the whole family's paying the price.
The same way that our family support us and what we do all the time. And no, so it was kind of a dark, and I don't want to get too dark on the show, obviously.
It was a dark way to open up the tow show.
It was a really hard, like, where do you go from that?
We went out and we had 2 minutes of moment of silence.
No, I know that. I mean, for the tow show to bring the energy back up, you're like, whoo.
Well, no, I think actually the moment of silence was enough to, like, okay, let's decompress from this. And let's say our piece, whatever you do in the moments of silence. And then, okay, now we're back after the 2 minutes, and you can carry on with your day. That's how I felt.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I was still like, I came out of that just like,
well, did you take that time to reflect?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I might not have reflected properly.
Probably
I took
not.
that opportunity to think all the words that I heard her say.
Mhm.
I put, what if that was my wife? What if that was my mother having to tell that story?
Yep.
And so it put it into perspective for me.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll forget this the next time that I'm outside of the highway. That's the worst part. Like, I'll be aware, but
Yeah.
if you carry that every time you get out the truck,
You'd be quitting tomorrow.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got to bury it to a certain extent.
Mhm.
It's something we're professionals at doing. But anyway, so let's get in away from that. It was a great moment.
Mhm.
I heard that pick up so much in my headphones. More sody pops for the tow show, please.
Yeah. I don't know where yours are.
No, I'm not asking you to get me one.
Okay.
I just opened a fresh one.
Oh, well, I got more alcohol.
Oh, I got more too. I got a fridge
Okay.
full of it, and I got a
Alright.
cooler out in the truck, but that's a little far away from where we are. Because if anyone doesn't know, we're in like the penthouse suite.
Yeah, these guys got upscaled big time.
When you're a celebrity to the level of PlainGuy,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
How's that high
possibilities-
horse? How's the weather up
possibilities
there?
are endless
Uh-huh.
up here. I don't know. I mean, the weather's a little nicer than 3 floors down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only a 3-floor hotel.
Don't worry, I got the glue factory on speed dial. I'm taking that horse away from you one day.
But no, so we got out of the procession in the moment of silence,
Yeah.
and they opened the doors to the public.
Mhm.
And even right from the beginning,
It was busy.
it was busy.
Yeah.
It was busy. There was more trucks than I've seen in previous years.
Yeah.
The photos that you've got, anyone that TowManG got photos of that we posted on Facebook. 'Cause
Yeah, I
believe you
posted some. Yeah.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. No.
If you were in the procession
Yeah.
and you're looking for our version of your photo, we'll send it to you.
Yeah,
Reach
so
out.
the most of the procession was done in video formats. I've got both the driver's and passenger sides wide angles. Once the procession pretty much stopped while waiting for trucks to park, that's when I stopped the video and started taking more pictures. So it will take me a little bit of time to go through the video to actually pull out screenshots of the video to make
clean
it
them up,
pictures and clean them up a little bit. But I tried to do my best to at least get 1 or 2 photos of every truck that was there this year.
So if you were there and you want some photos, and there was a couple people like Tows Off, like we mentioned earlier, that was doing those photos is great. And then we got, so the doors open to the public,
Yeah.
and people start rolling in.
Mm.
And it was amazing from the get-go. Like, I don't know how many people come by. We talked about it. We sold out of our merch, right?
Yeah.
One of the shirts you're wearing, I almost had to sell the shirt off my back.
Yeah,
I should have.
you should have.
I should have.
Could have made some extra money.
It wasn't about the money. Trust me when I tell you we didn't make dick on them. But no, like the people are coming up. Oh, I've been watching you guys since the beginning. You guys as listeners don't understand the emails, the messages that we get in the moments like that, how humbling that is.
Yeah, like people would come up, it's like, oh, have you ever heard of us? Oh, yeah, I've heard of you. I don't really listen, but I've heard of you. I know who you are.
Yeah.
And that just boggles my mind because on the day-to-day of us recording,
You
it's
don't think of that.
I'm sitting in my office. You're sitting in your office. We stare at each other through a screen, and then I edit it for 45 minutes, an hour afterwards, and then we forget all about it.
Yeah.
It's hard to actually realize that 400 people listen to each episode.
Yeah.
Over 400.
Don't
now.
give away our download numbers. You're helping our competition.
We do have competition now.
Absolutely. We'll get to that. I
Yeah.
want to get to them.
Yeah.
But no, it's so humbling. So every time you guys send us, like, I don't know, my wife can vouch for this, where I've been sitting there and going like, hon, read this message that somebody just sent us. Like, how nice is this?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, wanted to give you guys a shout. Like, you know, you guys doing a great job. Appreciate everything you do. Love the show.
Yep.
So-and-so. First time listener, long time writer. No.
Yep.
Long
Other
time
way.
listener, first time
Right.
caller.
Yeah. Caller.
So no, it was great. So to actually get to see these people face to face
Mm-hmm.
and to get to talk to them, and you know what I mean, it's I can't believe what we've done. I still feel like we are nowhere near where we can go,
Correct.
but at the same time, I feel like goddamn, we've come a long way.
We have microphones
What
this
do you
year.
mean we had microphones?
We have like mics in our hand.
We actually we're not doing it off a phone. We've got a computer. We've got lighting.
Yeah.
We've got.
If you
laptop.
came by the booth, chances are you were recorded. We didn't tell anyone that,
Yeah, I know.
but the green lights were on the camera all day.
So no, what we're gonna do is any clips that we find of that, we'll find out the people. God
Yeah.
knows we have enough contacts. Make
Yeah.
sure everything's good. And if
I'll put that ball in your court, Mr. Network.
Mr. I made a lot of friends. I got a lot of phone numbers. To call
Mr.
on
Tow
Monday.
Show Wide.
Tow Show worldwide.
Not worldwide, just Tow Show wide.
Oh, I'm just wide.
Yeah, just wide.
Everyone's calling me fat this weekend. I'm pretty sure somebody had like, oh man, I thought you were thinner in real life.
Well, it's because I put an oversized load sticker on your back that you just didn't notice about.
The camera removes 75 pounds. I'd like to point that out.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that.
But no, yeah. Anyways, it was great meeting all the people, talking to the people. We had some stickers, we had some shirts, we had some hats, we had some different things. We did the giveaway. Like I said, we set the bar. We kind of crushed their expectations for the show after they got entered in a chance to win TV. And then they come over to us and you have a chance to win a free hat.
I reminded them about the $50 Amazon gift card for the recovery of the month.
Absolutely. If you haven't, don't forget to submit to the recovery of the month. I haven't checked.
If I hype or like griped on you at the shows, like, hey, enter to win a $50 gift card.
It's because the contest closes and we want to make sure everyone gets the chance. Because I know there's some good recoveries out there.
It doesn't matter if you don't think your recovery is good. We might see something and be like, hey, that's outside of the box. Think it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done that before on a couple of them. So don't forget to submit that in. Then we got joined over. So there's these fine folks. Fine folks. I mean, they have some of the most glorious facial hair. I mean,
yeah,
you
that
could
caught
take
me
a note
offside.
or two. You could take a note or two.
That caught me offside. Like, that's like some steampunk shit.
Oh, the one mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know what we're talking about, the fine folks over at Regional Towing.
Yeah.
And I got no problem saying their name because it's all over their podcast.
Yeah.
Have started a podcast over on YouTube, and I got no problem giving them a shout out. And it's oh shit, if I should know the name before I give them the shout out. Tow Talk with Tow Joe.
I think so, something along those lines.
Joe, if that is not the appropriate name for your podcast,
so if you've watched our episodes before, stay tuned to Tow Talk with Tow Joe because he's stealing our ideas. He right out admitted that, and I'm okay with it. So if you like what we do, you'll probably like what he does.
Oh,
what
absolutely.
he steals from us to do.
I'm looking for it. It is Tow Talk with Joe.
Tow Talk with Joe.
I think.
I'm glad they got rid of the Tow Joe because that was a tongue twister.
It's also at the Tow Joe podcast on YouTube.
Okay. They are only currently on YouTube.
Yes, they are only currently on YouTube if you're an audio listener. But anyways, these guys have some of the most glorious facial hair I've ever seen. G, with all his wonderful editing for the YouTube listener, will put up the photo of the four of us right now over this. I hope so.
Is that why you sent it to me earlier?
No, I just thought you wanted to see the photo. I didn't know if you got a copy of it.
I don't want to see my ugly mug any more than I have to.
So
I removed the mirror from my bedroom for that reason.
You serious? You don't have a mirror in your bedroom?
Nope.
That's weird. So anyways, these wonderful gentlemen with their glorious facial hair came over to meet us, and it was great. And they were doing some lives on YouTube while they were at the Tow Show. They were doing a couple different things. Obviously, there's talks. We want to get together. We support anybody that wants to get out into the towing industry and do a podcast or something of that sort. Yeah. I've tried to help different people that wanted to get started or had an idea of it. And to see them getting off the ground 5-6 episodes in is awesome because I remember being there. Yeah. I remember when we were there, we had no idea.
We thought we were top
doing.
shit then. we did. We were like, that's when you started calling us Canada's #1 towing podcast. It was like 6 episodes in because we were the only one at the time.
In all fairness, that still stands true. We are Canada's #1 towing podcast. I mean, those guys with the work they're doing and the quality they're putting into it, they're definitely coming for the title. And
is that you telling me my workload's going to get bigger?
No, that's me telling you to step it up.
I have more workload now.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you to do it better.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me know the email I can send my resignation letter to.
I will gladly give you a letter of recommendation to Joe. If you're listening, if you guys are listening, he is all yours. I will even pay his severance and his relocation.
Perfect. Thanks. Anything to get away from you.
That's a lie. We love each other. Say it.
Whatever lets you sleep at night, buddy.
Say you love me too.
I love you too. Fingers are crossed on for the video guys.
Yes, the audio guys can't see it. And they're just like, oh, he loves them.
Yeah.
So no, anyways, they were a great bunch to see. We ran into some of the greats across the industry. Jeff Martin was there once again with his wife. They're fabulous people. God, I love them. That man can tell stories. Speaking of podcasts, if that guy ever wants to start a podcast,
that's a podcast I would listen to week after week.
100%. I don't listen to our podcast, but I would listen to his week in, week out.
I told Joe I didn't listen to his either.
No, I've listened to a couple episodes. It's pretty good.
Oh.
You would love. Yeah, I mean, you
I
can
watched
watch
like the first 5 minutes, and then I got other things to do.
Sorry, Joe. My co-host is an asshole. And
I told him that to his face.
This is why I do the networking.
Yeah, exactly. Like all these roadsides came up to me and was like, "Oh, so and so." I was like, "Yeah, I don't do your towing." Like, just shut them right down.
No, I had a friend call me over, and he's like, "Hey, are you contracted with blank?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, blank? Fuck them."
Yeah.
And then I realized, because my brain doesn't think before
You were standing next to blank?
No, well, there's somebody standing with him. There was a lady standing with him. I'm like, do you work for blank? And she's like, yeah, but I'm used to it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. At least you know where you stand.
She's like, I've definitely got some cars out of your compound before. I'm like, oh, that's very possible.
Yeah.
But I'm like, our roadside, I got no problems with you personally. I don't care who you work for. Like, you seem like a good person.
Yeah.
If you can take that shot right off the hop on an introduction, you're good in my books.
Yeah.
Right? Because
well, even though we say like I don't work with blank anymore for X reason, one of the roadsides came up to me and is like, if you've had problems before, those people don't work there anymore, and it's us that run the region.
Yeah. Did you take a pay cut so they could pay me more? Because that might be what it takes.
Yeah, maybe. But they seem to be all right people, and you can actually meet who would become your rep.
That's, I think, what's more important is whenever you're meeting at a tow show, I also feel like you're meeting more on a neutral ground. Right? Meaning you're meeting on our turf. Right? Like, as the tower, this is our show.
Yeah.
So you're meeting us in a better spot for us. So I think it's easier for us to be able to have that honest conversation.
For sure.
Right? Like, that is the one thing that I think is important with any company. And that is what I got a kick out of with Tows Off this weekend. Is I was able to go with them, and they're like, hey, how are you liking this feature? And I'm like, I got a problem with it.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Well, it's this and this and this.
Yeah.
So what would you fix?
Yeah.
Well, I would fix this. You know what? That's good. We're going to pass that on to our development team and see if it's something practical that we can do. Input.
Yeah.
If I go to roadside blank and it's just like, I don't use you guys. And I know they're salesmen.
Yeah.
That's who they send to these shows.
Yeah.
They're not sending, you know what I mean, CEOs and guys that can invoke some change, but the bigger the roadside, the less change these guys can invoke.
100%.
That's the reality of it, right? But if you're willing to listen and you're willing to work on steps to fix it,
there's reasons why we give you criticisms, because it's not working.
Well, we give you criticisms because the rest of the industry is thinking that. And some of them are too afraid to say it.
Oh, 100%.
Where if you've met myself, especially after a day of meeting 50 people
And
you
a couple
walk
of
up to
wobbly
me,
pops.
and a couple of wobbly pops at the night, and you go, hey, what do you think about blank?
Yeah.
I'd be like, hoo-hoo. You got a minute?
Screw blank.
Screw blank. So, no, as long as they're able to take the criticism and they want to work together to solve the problem, like that representative from blank did for you, where they came up and said, look, if you had a problem with somebody, like, we've
restructured the company.
Yeah, exactly. And people moved around. So if you're willing to have a conversation with us, we're willing to have a conversation with you. And that's a great approach.
Oh, 100%.
It's salesman bullshit talk.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great conversation. It's a great conversation starter.
It gets that negative thought out of your mind and at least replaces it with a neutral one again. It's like, maybe it will be a clean slate.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe it'll be the same bullshit as last time. We don't know.
Could possibly be.
But you never know, and you got to keep moving forward. And roadsides aren't going anywhere. That's the thing. We can sit here and shit on them nonstop. They're not going anywhere anyways.
We hope.
Well, I absolutely hope that...
Do you, though?
What do you mean?
Well, the roadsides have done a lot for the consumers.
Yes.
It's kind of screwed the towers.
Yes.
But at the same time, as the world keeps getting smaller, most people just type in, oh, if I need a tow truck, if they don't call their blank roadside, they would just go onto Google and type in towing.
Yes.
So whoever has the bigger marketing budget that can get their ads sponsored on Google is going to get all the work.
Oh, I don't think it's all about who can just get sponsored on Google.
Well, whatever's the top search result.
No. Is going to get, okay.
Yeah.
The leadoff runner and hitter in baseball is always going to get more at bats.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know anything about baseball.
No, not a fucking thing.
Anyways, it's a really fun fact. They always end up with like 300 more at bats in a year, whatever it is. So there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
However, smart consumers, and we're seeing a lot more smart consumers,
Are going to check the reviews.
Yeah. It's not just going to come down to First name up. First name up is going to apply when they're broken down with a crying kid in the back seat on the side of a busy highway and just get me the shit out of here.
I've had lots of times where I've typed in towing with my location turned on, and I get sponsored ads for towing companies that are like 150 kilometers away from me.
I'm curious. Let's see what if I type in towing from
It'd probably be the Evil Empire. It'd probably be the Evil Empire that comes up.
Okay, so towing space, because it's kind of auto-populate. Turn your location on. Yeah. Son of a bitch, it's a 3-letter roadside.
Really?
It starts with a 3-letter roadside.
Yeah.
And then it recommends me a towing company from at least 4 hours away.
Nice.
It says stuck, we're just a call away. Blank City's #1 towing experts. City's about an hour from me and about 4 hours from here at least.
Wow. That could be from your recent, like your stereotypical geolocation.
It's sponsored.
Oh, it is sponsored.
It's sponsored.
Yeah.
And then from there it goes to some local companies. 4.2 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and 2.5. Sorry about your luck. 2.5 on 13 reviews. You're off to a rough start.
Honestly, anytime I go to Google for anything, I scroll down to pretty much the bottom of the first page and then start my search from there, scrolling upwards.
You're like, I just looked at this, and this is an honest conversation, right? When you're looking at reviews for companies, I just scrolled quickly. Okay, so you're the consumer in this case.
Okay.
4.2, 5 reviews.
Okay.
5, 16 reviews.
5-star, 16 reviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
2.5, 13 reviews.
That's rough.
5 stars, 7 reviews.
Yeah.
4.7, 190 reviews.
4.7.
That's the first company I'm calling.
Yeah. 4.7, 100 and some
90 reviews.
Yeah. Because obviously there's going to be people that say, oh, well, it wasn't a great service, but it wasn't bad, and they'll just give a 3-star. Or they didn't blow my mind away. They didn't offer to.
Some people just...
They didn't offer to jerk me off in the truck while I was getting my car towed. So I'm only going to give it a 4-star review instead of the 5, which is going to bring your overall average down.
Yeah,
regardless.
100%.
So the amount of reviews has the same impact of star rating for the review.
Now, you want to play a fun little game? Sure. Obviously, without telling any of the listeners where we work. You want to. Do you want to take a guess at what your company's Google review is?
Mine?
Yes.
4.6.
You actually know it?
I think it's 4.6 or 4.7.
Yeah. 4.6 over 76 reviews. That's a very good.
I know. For a small town.
Absolutely. That's great for a small town. I'm going to look up mine.
I push that hard,
I think we're like 4.8.
Yeah.
But the difference that we're going to have.
You're going to have thousands.
No, not thousands.
Oh.
4.8, 472 reviews. Yeah. You don't got to wonder why people are calling us. Yeah. Because the people that called us are happy.
Yeah.
4.8 is I mean, 4.6, I'm not that I questioned the company you worked for. Yeah. But I just, small town, small little police work, all that kind of stuff. Like police work can absolutely jam up your Google review.
100%. 100%. But that's something I personally push. It's like, oh, I don't have any money. I can't tip you. I'm sorry. Just give me a review on Facebook. Go on Google. Give me a review. I don't care if you mention me by name. Here is my name if you want to. Yeah. But just review the company. Yeah. Give it your honest opinion. Don't just say, oh, well, the driver wanted me to review it. No. Tell me what you feel and what you thought about the service.
Yeah. Tell me deep down inside.
Get right down into the feels.
Really thought of me.
Yeah.
I speaking to this rep who I said, the hell with them, I don't deal with them. We got talking about tips, like you're talking about it. They were telling me a story about a customer or a driver that they had to call and give shit for. How did this work? A customer called in and said, hey, back to the roadside and said, hey, am I supposed to tip my tow operator? And they said, well, it's not something that's expected. It's a service that they do. You can go above and beyond, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like the whole.
It's appreciated, but it's
appreciated, but not expected or forced. And so she said, oh, okay, because this tow driver is driving me to an ATM so I can tip him. So the lady tells this tow operator that she doesn't have any money to tip him. The driver then offers to drive her to an ATM.
Wow.
The balls
Yeah.
on this guy.
Wow. I've had people say,
I'd love to tip you.
I'd love to tip you. And they've asked, is there an ATM close by or a bank close by?
Yeah. Have you ever been the one to initiate that?
No, I can't say I have.
And I mean, there's going to be some hater out there that'll sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, it's part of the grind, just trying to make that dollar.
Yeah.
Get that cheddar. But he can't drive them to an ATM.
I know a driver who made a sign to put on the passenger seat of his truck, kind of like to guilt them into tipping him.
Okay, I want to hear what this sign said because I'm not fully against this, depending on how it was done. Yes. Do you remember what the sign said?
I can't remember. Something about tips are accepted. I don't make that much money through, or something along those lines.
Your roadside, your 3-letter roadside sucks.
They pay fuck all.
No.
You need to subsidize my wage.
They pay fuck all because your company's still doing commission tows when they should be. It's not.
I know the roadsides don't pay fuck all. But
you agreed to work for a company that doesn't, so suck it up.
Yeah.
Right? You don't take it on. No, like I'm all for a sign that says, you know, tips are welcome but not
accepted
or required.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't even think about tipping the tow truck driver.
No, absolutely. It's still a weird do I not even it's not even do I don't I. People just don't assume like it's. But no, I think a sign of, you know, tips are appreciated but not required. If you feel that I've gone above and beyond, please feel free to either leave a review or call my company. Right? I love getting phone calls from my drivers.
I don't.
You don't?
I hate it when they call the company
to tell you how good of a job you did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they get the dispatcher, and the dispatcher doesn't do shit normally. Not most dispatchers. Won't
what
always.
What do you want her to do? Reach around and give you a little tug because you did a good job today?
No,
boy?
but pass it along to the owners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do a good job of that. I've given like Tim Hortons gift cards and stuff if they.
We used to.
Yeah.
We kind of stopped, I think. I haven't got any Tim Hortons cards. Maybe I'm just doing a lackluster job. That's
maybe
a possibility.
You're just doing a subpar job. That's
Possibility.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not out of the ballpark for me.
I mean, you're not exactly known for your top of the iceberg work ethic some days. It's all about getting out of those roadside calls.
Yeah, you know, just got to make it through the day, you know.
I don't know how because you did an absolute fine job all weekend at the tow show.
I'm in pain.
You're in pain.
I'm in pain.
What'd you say today? I'm a professional sitter.
I'm a professional sitter.
And I did too much walk. You just said you were at the booth all weekend. What do you mean you were doing all this walking then? Why are you tired? You did your job. You did exactly what you expect to do day in, day out.
Yeah. Sit.
Sit.
I barely sat at the booth.
Did you? Oh, you're standing. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Anytime someone
weird.
came up, you got to get up.
The old school, and you can't just sit there.
No. As soon as someone reaches out to shake my hand, up I get.
Yeah, no, that's. I think that's the proper way to do it. I'm very proud of it. But yeah, like I said, so
this whole rant came from you saying I did a really good job, and I have no idea.
And it's coming back around to you doing a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, this is how I tie it all together. If you haven't learned this yet,
well, I don't think we're done at time yet.
No, we're not at time yet.
No.
No. I just mean that's how I kind of close off this. I made a deal. Segment.
I said segment. I said it correctly, you asshole.
Okay, would you let me finish my goddamn thought?
Go for it.
I made you a promise that I would say 5 nice things over 5 episodes. I forgot one.
You forgot 2.
Okay, I forgot 2. So I'm telling you how good of a job you did. And I've told you multiple times, which should count and make up for the ones that I missed.
It doesn't.
I also really like your t-shirt.
You got them for me.
And your hat.
You made them. So obviously you like it. Doesn't matter who's wearing it.
No, so you guys spent some quality time together.
Yeah.
After the instead of going to the banquet.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We went to the banquet. Mm-hmm. The dinner was great. Mm-hmm. There was some awards for the beauty contest.
Yeah.
We took 2 out of 3, which was a good day.
Yeah.
The boys worked very hard to get those trucks shined up.
They did.
When we sent, so they said that there was a, what was it? It was neck and neck for the overall heavy beauty between a brand new truck and what they said was a 5-year-old truck.
Your truck's like a
It's
2005.
It's 20 years old. It's almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
But no, there was some awesome iron out there. Like that had to be tough for the
You
judges.
brought 120 tons worth of equipment out.
That poor
It's like a
parking lot.
6-hour drive, and you brought 120 tons worth of equipment.
You know what though? Those guys work so goddamn hard to get those things.
They did a
cleaned up
wreck on the way here.
Yeah, they did. Well, it helped pay for the fuel.
Yeah.
It helped cover the cost.
They bullied him into driving it once they got it out of the ditch. We can't tow you right now. We got places to be.
I mean, probably not the best financial decision I've ever seen in my life, but
Tow Show comes first.
put faith in those guys that they're making some good calls out there.
Yep.
So there was some awards. There was the Wreckmaster, like I said, they handed out the 25 certificates to the companies that weren't present.
Yep.
There was some awards for, I'm trying to remember what the other awards were. I know you weren't there, so you can't help me on this.
Yeah.
There was I gotta get the story on it, and I'm sorry that I didn't write it down.
Is this the hero of the year?
Was it the hero of the year? The tow person of the person that goes above and beyond in the industry. And it was a younger lady who had been a part of the towing industry since she was 16.
Yeah.
Helped out in her community, raised a ton of money towards breast cancer. It might have been the company that has the pink truck.
Okay.
And just the work they've kind of done.
Yep.
And it was really
I love
inspiring to
that
see.
truck.
It was really inspiring to see, especially a younger person getting involved, like a next generation getting involved in it and really having that fun. So, cheers to them. Absolutely deserve it. And then ironically, the tow person of the year or tow professional of the year, whatever it was, wasn't even there. He had to leave. He had a previous family engagement.
Oh.
And I actually sent him a message and I said, "Hey, congratulations."
And he had,
I didn't know I don't know if he knew. He knew he won an award of what I was told, but no one told him what it was. And he goes, "For what?" That's your response to me. So I'm like, for not missing a gear on the way out of the parking lot. Like, I don't want to be the one to tell you.
Yeah.
That's a pretty honorable award to win.
And you don't want to do it over a text message while he's driving, probably.
I don't know if he was on his way to a job. I seen him rolling out as we were pulling in. But then they brought in some live entertainment. Yep. There was a magician, illusionist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did some escape thing. I got to actually be one of the guys that went up and helped tie the chains. I'm pretty sure he tells you how to wrap the chains.
Yeah.
And like, we can't pay attention enough to know. But I mean, I was yanking on this chain, and he's like, tie it at the tightest link you can get to it. And I mean, I probably was crushing his ribs pretty good. And I'm like, I can't get it to hook. And he's like, then maybe one looser? Like, I can't breathe. I'm like, you said tight. I don't know what you want me to tell me. You said tight. So anyways, he was fun. He had a laugh. He was hilarious.
Yep.
He was more comedian than illusionist, and his illusionist, like, he did some weird stunt. Okay, this was actually impressive. So he was picking random people through to give 3 or 4 digit numbers.
Yep.
He then had a volunteer who has the most integrity of anyone I've ever met. So they can't be compromised.
Mark Graves.
No.
Okay.
Well, he would be one too. I don't want to take a shot at Mark. But it was Tammy.
Okay.
So Tammy's running the calculator.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, so multiply this times this, da 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 da. And when you get that, and then he's not writing this down. Like, he's walking around talking to people. And so this guy's good at math. And he goes, puts the number together. And so then he takes his paper and he's sitting there, and it's like, we're talking like it's like a 3 million number. Would that make sense? Hold on, I need to see how this would work. It's like a 3 million number, and he does the number. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. This guy's really good at math, and he can remember things. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're
6.
not good at math.
No. How did he do that then? No, because it was 2 that made it. Anyways, whatever it ended up being, this number was cool. He did the math and he figured it out off his head, and it was a good high number. Yeah. I was like, that's impressive. At the end of the night, he grabs a paper out of the box that he had locked, that he had dropped onto like left of the table out front. Yep. And he pulls up this paper, and it's the numbers from earlier in the night. Yeah. Okay, and that's kind of impressive on its own. Like, this guy. Scary part is when he flipped the numbers over, it said towing.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't remember how the numbers worked out, but I remember it was like, repeat that number again, or either we got rid of the first number and it was this, and he had it written. And you could tell how it was written. It was like, you could see it was the word, and then when he flipped it over, and we're like, oh, son of a... That was pretty impressive. So some good entertainment, some good drinks, some great Waterloo beer.
Have you ever seen Keel and Peele?
I don't know who that is.
Or
Is that
Keel
a
and
person?
Peele?
Is that multiple people?
Keel and Peele? No, they're like the most famous magicians in Vegas. I just can't remember their name.
No, that's not. It's not. Is it the big guy?
Big guy and the little
I
guy.
don't think they're called Keel and Peele.
Oh, those are the comedians. Oh, what's their name? Oh, I can't remember. I guess they're not that famous if I can't remember them.
You remember all the famous people. You
But
remember my name day in, day out, or week in, week out.
Sometimes. I screw up on the intro still, like 110 episodes into this podcast. What helped was doing our audio checks, and I had to go over the intro like 20 times. So it was good practice.
Try it again. Try it again. Try it again.
Welcome to the Towing Life podcast, where the ditches are deep, the trucks are loaded, but the drivers are not. I am your host, TowManG, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host, friend, and former co-worker, the man with very strong opinions, Mr. PlainGuy.
Why would you do it again? We really didn't need the whole thing. I was joking like to do it again from earlier.
Well, you just had to do it again.
Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an extremely long weekend. Can we both agree on that?
Yes.
We are. Yes, I can see the timer.
Oh, well, good. I can't.
Oh, that's... Then how did you know we weren't over time earlier? You're just guessing based on how you felt?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. It has been an extremely long weekend. We had an amazing tow show. TowManG did an amazing job.
Thanks.
My wife was the most patient woman I've ever met in the world. I'm not just saying that because she's about 10 feet away on the couch watching some Justin Timberlake movie. As we sit in our hotel room at 11 o'clock at night.
I think it's Friends with Benefits.
Okay.
If you were wondering what movie it was.
I thought you were asking me if that's what I wanted to be. I was like,
No,
no,
I think
I'm
it's
good
Friends
with
with Benefits.
I'm good with being podcast
Movie.
co-host.
Yep, she's giving me the thumbs up. I've watched that movie a time or two. It's a good movie.
We're learning a lot about TowManG.
It's a good movie.
Have you ever watched Pitch Perfect? Perfect?
No, we went over this the other day.
I mean, I can't give you shit for knowing what Friends with Benefit is and then going on about Pitch Perfect being a great movie. But
Yeah. How many of them is there?
there's like 3? Yeah, 3.
How many of them have you watched?
I'm all 3.
Okay.
And we just watched number 1 again. And okay, so fun fact about me.
Okay.
PlainGuy's Facts of 2023.
Yep.
I hate watching a movie twice. Hate it with a passion.
Yep.
You know what's going to happen. What the hell is the point?
Yep.
Right? Now, my beautiful wife over there, on the other hand.
We'll rewatch a movie she really likes back to back.
Holy shit.
Which is good, because I find you will miss parts. We just restarted watching the whole season of The Office. And while we were here on this show, we crushed season 1, and now we're like halfway through season 2 already.
How have you had time to watch a whole season while we've been here?
Well, it's called when we go to bed, we don't fall asleep right away, and we stay awake
for 6 hours.
They're half-hour shows, man.
Yeah,
3
but
hours.
3 still. Jesus.
We don't fall asleep. Well, I don't fall asleep right away. I don't.
But you know the principle. Like, once I know where something's going to go, I'm not watching it.
But a show like The Office, to be honest with you, I was high most of the time I watched it the first time.
Welcome to Canada, ladies and gentlemen.
Edibles are fun.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs.
Alone. Call me first.
Jesus Christ. That's what happens when we let TowManG drink at a tow show.
This is the only time I drank. I haven't drank since last year at this tow show. I shit
Really?
you not. I shit you not.
I have.
Yeah.
I have drank for episode 92, 96, 94, 85, 76, 23.
You were half cut for like the first year of doing this.
Go back and look at old episodes on YouTube and look at my face and how red it is in my eyes. And I was definitely...
Yeah.
The good old days of the Towing Life podcast, ladies and
When
gentlemen.
our motto is when the trucks are loaded but the drivers are not.
Our motto was when the trucks are loaded and so are the drivers. It's not when they're on call.
Yeah. Well, you've had to answer a few calls while making these podcasts.
You can make phone calls, that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, once I know the premise of the movie, it's boring.
Is it though?
It is.
Why can't you just enjoy the piece of art you are watching?
I really hate how much you and my wife seem to be on the same goddamn page. You know that? It has been a frustrating weekend.
I've been on her side this whole weekend.
I know. I know.
Because you need to be put in your place sometimes, and if we can gang up on you, then it's even better.
That's
you
fine,
might actually listen to one of us for once.
But let her do it. I'm not looking for a teammate for her. Like, I don't need her to, like, she has plenty of friends. I don't need more people to team up on me. I don't expect this from my co-host. I expect this from her mother, my mother, possibly my father at times, my sister, not my co-host.
If everyone is on her side, then why would you expect me not to be? If everyone who's close to you in your life is on her side, why would I be any different?
So, I don't know. I don't know what I thought I was going to get from that argument.
Exactly.
God damn
You're
it.
speechless for the first time in 109 episodes.
I'm not speechless. I just don't know if I want to die on this hill tonight. She's right there.
I know.
I don't know if I want
This
to
is
die
great.
on this hill tonight.
I love putting you in a rock and a hard place.
On behalf of myself, ladies and gentlemen, and the amazing folks that we want to thank at the PTAO, the Professional Towing Association of Ontario, for having us at their 2023 tow show.
I just wish they let us know about the name changed so we could get the new JPEG images.
I'm not even worried about that.
Okay.
You know what? They were nice enough to, accommodate us throughout the show.
Mm-hmm. And that was our fault. We didn't do our research.
That's fair. We didn't. We
just thought it was the PTAO.
Yeah, I've been calling it PTAO Tow Show forever, so I'm still in the good.
Yeah.
So we want to thank them. We want to thank every person that we met at the tow show this weekend and took time out of their day to come see us, whether it be to buy a T-shirt. For those of you that bought one that we didn't have, we'll get the order put together and sent out to you very quickly. We thank each and every one of you. TowManG, I want to thank you personally.
Thanks.
From the bottom of my heart.
The heart of your bottom.
The cold black pit that it is.
Yep.
For all the work you did. You can pass on the well wishes to your girlfriend.
I will.
On for everything she did as well. On behalf of the Towing Life podcast, myself, Mr. TowManG, I want to thank you guys for listening again this week, and we cannot wait to see you again. Bigger and better things coming in 2023. Anything you want to add?
No, you pretty much summed it up. I'm not going to give you any praises.
I know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mic drop. If I didn't
don't drop the mic.
I don't want to break. It's a hard table.
It is.
I was gonna drop it on the floor.
Just don't. That'll peak out the audio and it'll just ruin the whole segment. Just don't do it.
So, anyways, appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Arrivederci. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Yeah.
Sayonara.
I don't know. I barely speak English.
We gotta stop drinking and go to bed.
Yeah. Bye. This is the actual end. You can click off the video now.
Can you?
I'm
Can
sure.
you really though?
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Bye. Why are you still here? Just leave already. Leave. We don't want you here anymore.
Stop yelling at me. You're in my room. You leave.
Okay, bye.